Hi, welcome to yoga. So glad you're here with me today. I have my mat out, so hopefully you have a mat. And I'm not going to play any music today. I thought it would be nice for you to choose your own music to do these stretches and yoga practice to, your favorite music that inspires you to move and stretch. Today's yoga practice is mainly we'll do a few sun A's and B's, but we'll be incorporating a lot of stretching. We'll also be doing some core work as well. So I'm going to give you a moment to put your music on and get yourself ready and set for the yoga practice today. And I'm going to move back to my mat. And we'll begin in the middle of the mat in a comfortable seated position. Now for you and me, that could be one leg in front. It could be crisscross applesauce, whatever works best for your hips and your body today. And I want to tell you one more thing. I've been having a little bit of trouble with the internet, so if you need to refresh it, if it freezes, just go ahead and do that and you'll be good to go. Okay, so let's remove the flesh from our sitting bones and just find those sits bones. And we're going to begin with our palms face down on our knees. We're going to close down the eyes and just find your breath. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Relaxing the forehead. Relaxing the eyes. Relaxing the cheekbones and the lips. Today's focus will be flexibility, not only of our physical body, but also our mental state and our emotional state. There's a lot going on in our world, and we need to remain flexible and fluid in many, many ways. So we're going to tap into that ability of ours today. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Press palm against palm and your thumbs into your sternum, keeping your eyes closed down. And we'll take 3 deep inhales through the nose and sighing out the mouth. And begin. Inhale deeply. And sigh. And again. Last one. Find your breath. Release the hands to your knees, keeping your eyes closed down. Let's just drop your ear to your shoulder and stretch through the neck. And reach the opposite arm down towards the ground. And let's go to the other side. Tilt and reach. Hold. Breathe. And then come back to center. Drop your chin to your chest and hold. Feel the stretch through the back of the neck and the upper back. And then rock your head from side to side, warming up the neck. Rolling back and forth. And let's go back to center and then just roll your head up to neutral Open the eyes, and let's do a few arm stretches. Let's inhale our arms up overhead. Bend one of your arms, clasp the elbow. Let's get a tricep stretch in here. And if you'd like to feel the back of your head against your elbow and gently push, you might feel a stretch through the upper back as well. And release. And inhale, arms up. Switch hands. Feel that hand resting down into your mid-back. Gently push against your arms with the back of your head. And release. Very good. Inhale, let's take our arms back. Chest is wide and open to the ceiling, looking up or the sky if you happen to be outside. Ooh, one of these days I need to do this outside. And exhale, let's take one arm across our body and cradle it with the other one. A little deltoid stretch. Keep both shoulders even for me and for yourself, actually. Inhale, arms back. Open the chest, wide, wide, wide. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And let's cradle the other arm. Keeping the shoulders even across the top. One more time, inhale, reach it out, chest up. And exhale, clasp your hands, push them to the front and reach your upper back towards the back. Inhale, arms come up and release. Very nice. Let's roll over to our tabletop position. I'm going to change and face the side, but hopefully you can use my verbal cues as well. Placing the hands fingers really wide and feeling the top of the feet on the mat, and go through a few cat and cows with your own tempo. Dropping the belly towards the ground and then pulling the navel in up towards the ceiling, and see if you can increase the range of motion as you go through these at your own tempo. Working on the spine flexibility. Using your breath through the movement. And let's come to neutral spine after you do one more cat and cow. Returning to neutral spine and hold. Let's tuck those toes and push your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Let's keep the feet wide right now, and just pedal through the feet or walk the dog, whichever one you prefer. Now let's put both heels down. I'm going to rise up on the toes and then press the heels down. Do that 2 more times. Rise up on the toes and then feel the calf stretch, hamstring stretch when you press those heels down. One more. And press it down. Very nice. Let's come to a tabletop plank. A tall plank is what I mean. And hold. And then initiate through your core. Come back to your downward facing dog. And again. Downward facing dog. Stay here for 2 breaths. Stretching a little deeper. Let's bring those feet together. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift your heels, way up on those toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, and step your feet between your hands. Let's come up to a halfway lift. Hands on your shoulders. Not your shoulders, your shins. Oh my goodness. And then release the hands to the mat, bend into the knees, and roll up to the spine. really slowly. When you make your way to the top, big shoulder roll up, back and down. And again, big shoulder roll up, back and down. Now take your arms overhead. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. And then we'll begin with 3 rounds of Sun-A just to get our blood flowing before we go into our deep stretches. Okay, so round 1, inhale. Big reach to the side walls. Exhale, forward fold, keeping the weight on the balls of the feet. Hands plant to the mat. Now we come inhale to that flat back. Now we're going to stop here for a moment and really stretch that lower back. Make sure you're in a flat back. You'll feel a hamstring stretch. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, step your feet back. You're in a high plank. Let's all drop our knees to begin with. Untuck the toes. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Elbows are sliding by the side of your body. Inhale, cobra pose, bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, high plank, holding. And then exhale, downward facing dog. That's our first one. And bring your big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step your feet between your hands. Come to that halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, swan dive up. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Very nice. And again, a little bit faster this time. And also this time you can stay in a plank or drop to your knees for your chaturanga. And inhale, arms up. Big reach. Don't be afraid to reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank. You can drop your knees or stay lifted. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. Let's move those hands to our low ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Really reach back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or lightly float your feet between your hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms and torso all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samasthiti. And last flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Plant your hands, exhale, step or lightly float your feet back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, chaturanga into your cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You should feel pretty warm. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or lightly float your feet between your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms and torso up. Baby back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Very nice. All right, we're going into our sun Bs, and they're mainly stretching. So, inhale, arms up. Let's get back to our mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back or float to that high plank and take your vinyasa, whatever you need it to be. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Let's all inhale our right leg up and back, flex the foot. Step that foot right next to the thumb, right foot to right thumb. Let's drop our back knee and tuck the toe. We're in Anjaneyasana, stretch. Here for a moment. Let's tuck that back toe and stretch the leg and hold. for our low lunge. Should feel a nice stretch in your hip flexor. Think about reaching out through the top of your head, through the crown of your head. Take your right hand, place it on the inside of your right foot, and let's move that right foot to the outside of the mat. So your toes are pointed out and your heel is in. Hold. From here, let's come down to our elbows. Hold. Breathe. Let's all drop the back knee, untuck the back toe, and hold. Keep breathing into the stretch. Let's come to the palms of our hands. Now I have my right foot forward and my left foot to the back. So I'm going to be releasing my right arm and bringing it around, bending my left knee and grabbing the left foot. And breathe. This is a challenging stretch for me, probably for most people. We need to remember to keep our core really strong and engaged. Visualize your breath in the stretch, helping to release the muscle fibers, making way for the stretch. Breathe. One more breath here. Release the leg. Place the hand back on the inside. Walk your foot in and then place it on the outside of that foot. Come back to your low lunge. We're going to take that foot that's in front, mine's the right foot, and I'm going to swing it straight back to that three-legged dog again. On my next exhale, all of our exhales, let's come to pigeon. So this knee is going to bend, it's coming towards the middle of my hands, and then I lay it down. Back leg stays straight. And you may stay here. If you want more stretch, this leg comes out to like 90 degrees. So you find your place. And then I'm going to come down to my elbows. And then the next level would be just to stretch your whole body over that leg. We're going to be here for 5 deep breaths. So use your breath to calm you. One more breath here. And start walking your hands back. Very nice, tuck the toe. Let's send that leg back. Now we're in a high plank and we're going to take our vinyasa. Shift your shoulders forward, chaturanga, to upward facing dog, or cobra pose. And to downward facing dog. Wow. Boy, I needed that. I've been doing a lot more running and walking, so my hamstrings are pretty tight, so that felt great. Let's go into the other side. I'm on my left side now, left leg up and back. Let's step the left foot to the left thumb, drop the back knee, untuck the toe. Anjaneyasana, we're going to just stay down here. Just getting it a little bit warmed up. Make sure your belly button is to your spine and you're reaching out to the crown of the head. This is an easy pose to kind of just hang over like this. We need to stay engaged with our core. On this side, I feel stretch in my inner thigh, so that's good. The stretch goes where it needs. Let's tuck the back toe, stretch the back leg, and now we're in low lunge. Again, Long, long line from the back heel all the way through the crown of the head. Feel the stretch. Your breath is what helps you through these. All right, let's place that hand on the inside of the foot and walk that foot so it's straddling the edge of the mat. So my toes are out, heel is in. And hold. I still have lots of energy in my quads, so my knee is nice and straight, my back is long. From here, you may join me as I put my elbows down on the floor to intensify that stretch. Breathe. Let's drop the back knee and untuck the toe. Stretch. Think calm thoughts, calm colors. Close the eyes. Let's come to the palms of our hands and reach that arm forward, swing it around, bend the back leg and grab the foot. You might find one side a little tighter than the other. That's very normal. Breathe. 3 breaths here. Gently release. Don't let it slingshot, just let it release down. Great. Put your hand back so you're squared off. Walk that foot in. Put that hand to the outside. Tuck that back leg. So now we're in that low lunge again. Let's send that foot straight back into 3-legged dog again. And on your next exhale, pigeon. So tucking the knee towards the chest and then down to the floor. Untuck the toe in the back. Your back leg is straight. You're finding the calm in your stretch. This might be where you need to be today. You can also come to your elbows, or you can stretch all the way long. 5 breaths. One more breath. And walking your hands back. Tuck the toe. Let's send that leg back so we're in a high plank. Take your chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Let's drop to our knees. Big toes touch, knees out wide. Quick little child's pose here. All right, back to center. Back to your tabletop, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. All right, let's go into our warrior twos now. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the step the foot between the hands. Circle your arms up for warrior two. Yes, very nice. Flip the hand. And we're going to reverse this warrior. So you're going to reach towards the back wall. Find a big, nice stretch in your side body here. And then exhale, extended side angle. So this leg stays bent and you reach, look up to the ceiling. Now from here, this is more of a power move than a stretch, even though you should feel a little stretch in your hamstring. I'd like you to extend the front leg, stretch the front leg into triangle. Open the chest. Bend the front leg again. And as if someone's grabbing that arm, come back up to warrior two. Great, place your hands on your hips. Face the side, bring your big toes in, heels slightly apart. And we're gonna hinge from the hips. Hamstring stretch. Place your hands on the floor. Let the head hang. From here, let's turn our toes out, heels in, and come down into a side stretch. We're going to hold each side for a little bit. I'm using my elbow to push my knee, kind of to make sure it's back over my toes, and make sure your weight is on the back, on your whole foot, not just rolling forward. Stretch. Nice hamstring stretch here. Groin stretch over here. Now let's walk to the other side. Make adjustments as you need. Hope you're doing well. Flex that foot. Keep your core engaged. And then we'll walk back to center. Our knees are bent, toes are still out. Put your hands on your knees and then come up. Now, I like to put my thumbs in front. Sink down a little bit deeper. Drop one of your shoulders in. That same shoulder, that hand is really pushing that leg towards the back, and then I'm going to look up to the ceiling. And let's switch sides. And then back to center, place the hands on the mat. Turn, stretch your legs, turn your toes in, hands on your hips, and flat back up. Take your arms up and let's return to warrior two. We're going to go into a core section now. Let's windmill our arms down to the mat. So we're in a high crescent. Take that foot back so we're in a tall plank. Now I want you to walk your feet in to a bear plank. Holding here. So your knees are just hovering up off of the ground. We're holding here. Find your breath. And then step the feet back out. From here, we're going into side plank. So I'm going to move that hand so it's right under my shoulder, and I'm going to flip to the side. You can always put your knee down if you would like. Holding here, try to lift up through that side body, looking up to the ceiling. Pull your navel to your spine. And let's switch to the other side. So place the hand down. We're going through a high plank position to the other side. You can always put your knee down. Hold in here, lift up through that side body. Lift, 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 lift. Breathe. Coming back to the tall plank. Hold. Back to your downward facing dog. Into your tall plank. 2 more times. Downward facing dog. Tall plank. 1 more time. Downward facing dog. Tall plank. Chaturanga. All the way down to the mat. Push back to your child's pose. Come up to your knees. We're going to place the right leg forward into our split stretch. So actually we're down and leaning forward. Or you can be up. You can be up here too. Send your weight forward into Anjaneyasana and then back into your split stretch. Send it forward. Last time, split stretch. Wonderful. Bring that leg back. Sit your bottom to your heels. Sit off to one side. Let's roll over and hit a boat pose. Flex your feet. We're just going to hold the boat pose. So make sure you're back far enough to feel your core engaged. Just holding. You can always take your arms overhead to make it a little more challenging. And of course, stretch your legs if you would like. No need. I'm going to just keep my knees bent, but my arms overhead today. Bring your arms back forward and let's come down to canoe. Actually, we're going to come all the way down. And we're going to go into knee holds. So we're going to come in 1, 2, and then 3, and we're just going to hold it. The other leg is hovering up off of the floor. And again, 1, 2, 3, and hold. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1 more set. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Hold. Relax the neck. Bring your knees in. We're going to rock ourselves up. Flip around back to our tall plank. And into downward facing dog. And let's do all of that on the other side. And left leg up and back. Step your left foot between your hands. Windmill your arms up, warrior 2. Holding here. Flip the hand, reverse your warrior. Big reach, side stretch. Exhale, extended side angle. Now from here, I want you to stretch that front leg into triangle and hold. Open the chest. And bend back into that knee, extended side angle, then come up to your warrior 2. Facing the side, hands on the hips, toes in, heels out. If you'd like to clasp your hands this time, you can. Forward fold. Keeping the lower back long. Relaxing the neck. And release the hands to the mat. Take your toes out, heels in. Long side stretch and hold. And let's switch to the other side. Back to center, toes are still out, heels in, hands on your thighs, coming back up. Drop one shoulder, look over the opposite shoulder. Open the hips. Feel your hips really stretching and opening. And then to the other side. And release hands to the mat. Turn your toes in, heels out, hands on your hips. Come up through a flat back and back into your warrior 2. Yes, we're doing the core again. Windmill those arms down to a tall plank. Hold. Let's bring our feet in. We might go through it just a little quicker though. Bear plank. Stepping your feet back out. Let's go to this side plank. Hand under the shoulder. Make your modifications and hold. And let's switch to the other side. Side plank. And hold. Back to your tall plank. Engage your navel, pull back to downward facing dog. And tall plank. And again, downward facing dog. And tall plank. One more time. Downward facing dog. Tall plank. Chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Sit back on your heels. Sitting up. Let's take the left foot forward this time. Flex the foot. Hinge from the hips. Split stretch. Breathe into the stretch. Keeping the lower back long if you can. Stretching out through the crown of the head. Let's come into Anjaneyasana to release that stretch for a moment. And then back into it. So your hips are parallel. If you're a dancer, you probably want to turn everything out. But we're stretching parallel position. And back into Anjaneyasana. Let's take that leg back. Shift your shoulders forward, chaturanga all the way down. Push back to your child's pose. Again, roll up. Sit your hips to one side. And let's go back into that boat pose one last time. See if you can add on this time. Arms or legs. And lower down. 3, 2, 1. Let's do those bicycles. Right leg in, left leg hovering. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Again, 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Very nice. Pull both knees in. Great work. All right, let's roll up. Let's take a straddle position. We'll do a few stretches here. Reaching your arms out long. Let's do a lateral stretch. Reaching over. You can rest that elbow down on the floor. You can always use blocks at any time. Breathe through the stretch. Try to open the chest. And let's reach out before you come up. Let's go the other way. Lateral stretch. Keep both hip bones on the floor. Big reach out, come back up. Turn your body towards your leg this time. You can walk your hands out and then drop the head and hold. Walking the hands back up. Let's go to the other side. Squaring your body off first. Walk it out. You can always bend one leg in. if you need to, depending on where you are at today. And walk the hands back in. Stretch it forward. Walking the hands out as far as you can. And then walking the hands back in. Nice. Shake your legs out. Let's just bring our soles of the feet together just for a little stretch. Legs straight out. One more stretch here. Flex the toes. Hinge from the hips. And then round into it. Breathe. 2 more big breaths here. And walk your hands up. Very nice. Okay. Let's swing around and we're going to roll down towards the mat. Very nice. Let's take one leg up. Actually, let's just put our hands out and just drop your knees to one side. Quick spinal stretch. Gaze to the other side. Take your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center and then drop them over to the other side. And then gaze the opposite way. And bringing the head back to center, knees back to center. Pull them in tight to your chest. Feet flat. We'll do a few bridges here. Hips up, reaching down, see if you can touch the back of your heels. We'll probably just do one bridge. If you want to go into wheel, place your hands by your ears and push up into both hands and feet equally. And wheels come out, bridges lower down. Great work. Bring those knees in again. Take the legs up, flex the feet. Heading into our last few poses before our Shavasana. If you'd like to go into shoulder stand, you can take your legs over, place your hands on your back, low back, and then swing your legs up, big toes touch. If it's in your practice. Shoulder stands release. And let's roll down into a good morning stretch. And bring your knees in. Let's do happy baby. Reach for the outsides of your feet. Knees into your armpits. This will be your last stretch today. Rocking side to side. in. One last hug. And then extend long. Open the feet wide. Make space for yourself. Palms up. Close the eyes down. And melt into the ground. We'll be here for several minutes. I'd like for you to feel the sensations of your muscles that you've been stretching. Mine feel really good, ooey gooey. They feel great. Notice that. Find total relaxation in the next 2 minutes. Start to deepen your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Rock the head from side to side. Bring your arms overhead. Nice big reach. Pull in tight. And then roll to your right side. Cradle your head with your right arm. A few breaths here in the fetal position. And make your way to a seated position in the middle of your mat, like we began. If your legs crossed, palms down, eyes closed down. Watching the rise and fall of your breath. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center, thumbs into the sternum. Listen as we began with the 3 inhales and 3 exhales. Let's begin. Inhale deeply through the nose. And then let it all out. And again, in through the nose. One more breath. And let it out. Last one, our deepest one yet. Inhale Fill up the lungs. And let it all out. Come back to your normal breath. I want to thank you for joining me today, working on our flexibility in our physical body, but also in our mind, and in our soul and our emotions. I hope that the flexibility will carry you and keep you fluid through this ever-changing, day-by-day time of our lives. Your body thanks you for joining yoga today. Namaste. Thank you all for coming. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day and you get outside at some point and enjoy this amazing weather. And I still thank you very much for coming.